Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. Apologies a little bit later, sorting a couple of things out before we started. It is Thursday, the 12th of February. 2 days for Valentine's Day, James. Any plans?
Nope.
No? Good. I like it.
That's where it ends.
There you go.
Have you got anything nice planned?
Will my missus watch this?
Oh, yeah. No.
I'm being taken
Nice.
to a concert, apparently. No. Let's just put something round this. Like a classical music thing.
Oh. My sister went to go see Mika last night.
Really?
Like you be a Mika fan.
Me? He had one song, didn't he?
2 songs. He had a few big ones, didn't
Nah.
he? He just, yeah. I feel like he fits into like the ABBA category in my head.
They're literally like putting...
Isn't it like Europop?
That's like putting Michalenko in the same category as like me.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's on the level of ABBA, but I'm just saying
It's a disgrace,
like, if he was going to...
You've had a shocker opening here.
People.
You've literally you've done an Everton versus Bournemouth opening 10 minutes here. You've had an absolute shocker. A shocker. Yeah. Give him James. Some give him,
slang.
Yeah. Passing some slang on to Jacob to see whether he uses it or not. DJJ Bar says, afternoon, lads, from a finally sunny Cornwall after months and months of endless rain. Yeah, it is depressing. The rain is depressing.
Was you here yesterday when I said England's currently on a streak of 41 days, 42 now, days of rain. It's rained every day.
Just rains every day. Great streak, that.
When the streak's going to end?
It's a great streak. Can we then follow this up with that many days of like 80 degrees in the summer?
Someone said that's an Everton first half performance from James there.
It was 100%.
I went in the same level, just the same group.
Yeah. No, you went the level. Danny Church says, hi, can Forest stay safe from being deducted points because they're looking for their 4th manager in 1 season? I'll do the job until May. Get sacked and get a nice little payout.
Oh, it seems like the ideal job, doesn't it? He doesn't hesitate to sack you. 4 managers.
The Nuno thing was that's where it all went wrong. Should never have appointed Postecoglou. They should never have gone anywhere near Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
Didn't
it all stem from the fact that he wouldn't buy Nuno, that Traore?
Well, they had a disagreement.
That was like
and then it
escalated
evolved, from there, yeah. But he wanted to sack him because he didn't get in the Champions League, let's be honest.
Yeah.
He walked on the pitch afterwards when we beat them, or when he drew with Ipswich 2-2, he walked on the pitch and told them off, didn't he, in front of everyone and all that.
Because that's embarrassing. That.
And from that, instead of looking and going, hang on, we basically finished 4th bottom last season, and now we're in the chance of being in European football. He should have been like giving Nuno a new contract early, and he didn't, and he destabilised them all. Give it to Ange, which was a terrible appointment.
Just a proper style switch, wasn't it? Just didn't work.
Ange needed to settle down, get his head together after Spurs, but going from Nuno to Ange.
Yeah,
but then if you're going all in on him like he thought he was, then back him then.
Yeah.
He didn't. The minute it didn't start very well, they got rid of him. Going to Dyche was a crazy decision. An absolute crazy decision. And now, who did he go and get? If you're a manager of any note, why would you go in there with him as the owner?
I know, that's what I was thinking about. It's like, who did he go for now? Because if they are worried about relegation, that's why they got rid of Dyche. I know everyone doesn't like Dyche football and stuff, but he's sort of shown that he can keep it up.
I don't think he'd have kept them up.
Do you not think?
No. He's terrible. The terrible manager. That squad shouldn't be anywhere near fighting for relegation.
No,
and all he's done is put them right in the middle of a relegation battle. He's terrible.
But you could say the same about West Ham, though, too. West Ham
people need to
wake up to be relegated.
Yeah.
So it's like...
No, they should have just stayed away from him. Because at the time, they weren't anywhere. They were down the bottom, but it was when people were like 3 points ahead of him in 11th.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He got him in, and he's just a poor manager.
But do you not think now, say when they go and look for a manager, they're going to look for someone, ideally, probably attacker, won't they? Because they've got so many good attackers, where it's like, it's a lot more of a risk now than just keeping Dyche.
I think you can probably go back to one of these that we did in October when I said he won't see the season out.
No, yeah, you did 100%.
Because he was never going to see the season. Because that football that he plays is finished. It was finished 25 years ago. And no one in the right mind wants to watch that kind of football, especially not an owner that believes they should be.
Yeah.
He believes they should be in the Champions League for some reason, but
but
you're absolutely know what you're saying is right. How do you then get someone in now?
Yeah.
You know, but I honestly believe a manager who's even just an average manager will come in and get them away.
It's more so the thought process of how many games is it left now?
They've got 12 games.
12 games. If you've sort of got used to the I don't know, because Dyche is closer to Nuno than what he is to Anthony. So in a way,
yeah, he is closer to Nuno.
Like they really play a bit more defensively, a bit more cautiously. And if you're the player, you're sort of in that mentality now, and you're so far into the season that like it's not like the start of the season where everyone's sort of figuring it out. Most teams have sort of what they're doing figured out now.
But 5 or 6 of their players have gone to the owner, which is why he's been sacked.
Oh really? Yeah.
They've gone to him and said, we don't get coached.
Yeah.
There's no coaching. It's basic. It's rubbish. It's
no,
this,
but it's still in that thing of you're so far into the season now that it's going on to your 4th manager. It's so risky, I think. Because it's like a manager comes in now and it's like they've either got to perform instantly or you're relegated ultimately, I think. And it's a bit of like you'll get a payday if you go in, but like it's going to be a tough job.
You've got it, as someone just said there. It's the thingy, isn't it? It's one of those things where you have to sort of go, well, you know what? I'll go in, I'll take a big thing. I'm not bothered. Kind of like what he did when he came to Everton. He was like, well, I'll take it. If I go down, then, I mean, you know, it's whatever. But if I keep them up, I'll get a boost. You know what they'd probably be better doing? And it's mad. Right? Because he hasn't been in the footy for ages, but they'd probably be better going after Allardyce. Yeah, it's just the same thing. It's the same thing, isn't it?
At least Allardyce has got sort of a reputation where he actually
But it's the same thing. If you're going to, like you just said, if you're talking about stylistically, now, them Forest players won't want to play for Sam Allardyce either.
Yeah.
So what do? They probably need 4 wins, don't they, to stay up, you'd say. Because West Ham have got a bit of work to do.
It's only 3 points now, isn't it?
Leeds have been really lucky this season. They've had unbelievable rubber the green this season. They got destroyed the other night at Chelsea and somehow got a draw. You know, they've had so many fortuitous results this season, Leeds.
But didn't you say as well, though, with Leeds, they signed all old players anyway? Yeah. So it's like they're an aging squad, and their
intensity will probably get them enough points. So it's only really between West Ham and Forest and Tottenham at the moment. Although Spurs' squad shouldn't be anywhere near that either.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at points, so what did they do? Who's around who you'd go, he'll definitely keep them up. You can look and go, if he gets it right, they'll stay up, no problem. And if he does, you know what I mean? So they're gonna...
It's just, I know we've obviously seen the dark side of it, but Dyche, he does have that thing where, I know it hasn't worked out well for him now, but he has that thing where he will just scrape like a draw and he'll defend and he'll play boring football and ultimately he'll get like points out of it. Maybe not all the points that you'd expect if you played more attacking, but I feel like if West Ham didn't have a manager and Forest didn't have a manager and Dyche was available without the context, I feel like they'd probably go for him. Just for the fact of...
I don't know.
He's got that reputation, like this big Sam reputation.
I think the more you see, I think people are opening their eyes and going, he's actually not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he's not very good. Burnley were relegated with him. He can try to deny it. It's like setting a house on fire and walking out, and the other fella couldn't quite put it all out in time. And you got nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
they were gone with him. They beat Everton, and that was it. They were gone. Everton were relegated with him last season without Moyes. They were going down because it was done.
Yeah, and
Forest maybe were going down now because their players have just had enough. So he's done. So I don't know whether people would look at him now and go, he's a good bet to get us out of it. The problem is, when you're looking, if you're a manager of any note, are you really going to go to Forest knowing that owner's a bit berserk, isn't he?
Berserk.
But look at what Nuno did.
Right now too.
Like when Nuno went in, probably, I imagine, was it 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. After
probably around now.
Yeah.
When he went in. Wasn't last year, was it? Because he'd had them all season. Yeah, so it was 2 years ago about now, Nuno went in, didn't he?
Yeah, 2023.
And he got them on a great, because they were struggling then. It was that year, looked like they might get relegated. They were struggling. And
December 2023, he was appointed.
Oh, okay.
But
So
that's still...
But he sort of got it going in the February because they started looking like a team that was on the up. But he went in. They had the opportunity to get him. And he was better than, Cooper, wasn't he? He was a better manager than him.
If you look as well, on his Wikipedia, he comes in December 23.
Yeah.
But then he has the whole of January. So they get him Willy Bolly and Gibbs White from Wolves. So he has sort of, I don't know, his stroke on the team at least. He's got that.
Yeah. And then he got them in a good run. So instead of that, Maranakis looking and going, Ellie come in and took us from going down to Europe.
Yeah.
And okay, we just fell a bit short near the end. But he got us in a great position. He didn't, he just publicly fell out. So Thomas Frank, another one, who lost his job this week. Yesterday, wasn't it? What have you made of him? Because he looks like a really good coach. I know a lot of Evertonians wanted him before Spurs took him. So
it's funny, innit? It's because, you know, Ped especially was someone who's like very, before we got Moyes, he sort of would have been his first choice to replace him at Everton. But then he went to Tottenham and it's just been awful, really, hasn't it? Like, I think he's got the worst winning percentage of a Tottenham manager ever now. And, you know, what are they? 29 points.
They're in the relegation battle. Right now, they've got loads of quality.
5 points away from it, yeah. So they're definitely in it. And, you know, it sort of, I feel like it gives sort of like a testament to how well Brentford are run. The fact that they've got Keith Andrews, they lost Mbuemo, they lost Wissa, and, you know, this 7th, they've still managed to just maintain exactly what they've been doing and progressing. And the players they've got in have scored goals and stuff like that. Where, I don't know, does it showcase that, like, so with Brentford, do they have a director of football? Is that their sort of thing? Because I know that
they have the like it's like a committee, don't they? I'm not sure if they still have it because they tinkered with that because of Frank, because Frank had all the control. Didn't have the control, but he was part of that group who'd done everything. I imagine Andrews was just doing the same.
Yeah, because it's mental, isn't it, that Andrews, he was the set piece coach.
Yeah.
He's came in as the manager and now they're performing arguably better than what Frank was doing. And he's not got the players that Frank had and they've made X amount of money. And it's like, I think it showcases that that's probably the way forward, is running your club like that, where, you know, if people do come in and out, it doesn't really affect you. But I think it was right for Tottenham to sack him because, you know,
they can't win at home. The worst of us are home, aren't they? Or along the same sort of lines.
And you look through the team and they've got really good players. So it's like, I don't understand why it isn't working. Like, attacking wise, they've got loads.
Well, like I said to you, we can look surprised, but if we go back 12 months, they were 17th in the Premier League. They're not a good side. They might have some good players. This isn't 2 years of Thomas Frank. This is Ange Postecoglou. Tottenham, that was 17th. They finished 17th. And this year with Thomas Frank, they're in a relegation fight. So this isn't a good team.
What? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not a good team. You've got players who are massively talked up and they've had some bad injuries which probably would have made them better. But you look at Spurs and you go, I'm still wounded that they beat us at home. Because they were crap. They were crap that day. They were like Bournemouth the other night. And I like
great chances.
Bournemouth are a better team than Spurs for me. A better team.
Yeah.
Not them got better players, but they're a better team than Spurs. They're proving it where they are. But they were terrible the other night. And they beat us. We threw that away. The Tottenham game, Tottenham were equally terrible. They scored off 2 set pieces, defended for the rest of the game, and broke in the last minute and made it 3-0. It was the craziest smash and grab.
Got lucky with that O'Brien one, and then better. Like, exactly, 2 really good chances right at the start.
You know, you're looking and going, what's happened here? You know? So when you look at them, and Crimson's right, Richarlison's their best striker.
Yeah. But do you think right now, because obviously Tottenham and Forest are about looking for a manager, that they'd be going for the same sort of managers? What do you think sort of the pool?
I think Spurs will want, if you're Tottenham, what you have to do is you have to make it a sensible decision for the long term. I think Forest is slightly different. I think you have to try to keep them up.
Yeah.
And I think with that fella who owns you, I don't think you're gonna get a good manager. You're going to get someone who likes the money, and they might pay big, and that's why people might go there. But you couldn't look at them and go, yeah, I'll go there because I can put roots down and I can build something and all. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
It's absolute nonsense. You can't build anything. You can't build anything at Forest because he'll undermine you if you don't do exactly what he says. So do you need a yes man? Now, if you look at sort of someone like Marco Silva, who's out, was contract in the summer. He's worked, I think, with Maranakis before in Greece. But he's another one, isn't he? He's another one Spurs should be looking at, Marco Silva.
Yeah.
I know Oliver Glasner was asked again last night, but they're not exactly pulling up any threes. Palace, are they? Beating their own by 2-0 up last night, got beat by Burnley. So you look at it and go...
It's the thing I was talking to one of your mates about last night. Do you think if Glasner, I know he's only got a few months left, but do you think if he was to get sacked, that ruins any, ruins his reputation in a way for future jobs? If Palace sack him, or do you think everyone knows sort of that he's finished at Palace now, so they're not bothered?
He will.
Like, for instance, say if Tottenham do want him, but then they see he gets sacked by Palace, do you think they care in any way that he's been sacked by them? Or do you think
No, because he's got a backstory, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's what
he can say, the results weren't good enough in the end, but they sold me winger on me, the best player I had. We'd already sold Elise. They sold me captain on me. They messed around with my contract when we were looking and had no interest in renewing it, so they delayed with that. They promised me this, and this, and then at the very last minute, because I threatened to walk, basically, they ended up spending money on Gessand and Jürgen Strand Larsen and things like that. Yeah. And by the way, his diving header last night was tremendous. He got 2, didn't he?
Yeah, so he got 2
for him. But it's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them. For him, I think he'd be all right.
Yeah.
I think he'd be all right.
So I feel like Glasner does make sense for Tottenham, but then it just feels very Thomas Frank, doesn't it?
I think the only difference I would say with Glasner, and he doesn't play amazing footy, but I think he's obviously won. He's won the FA Cup here, and he's done well in Germany.
Did he win the Europa League?
He's a good,
with Frankfurt.
He's a good manager, and he's calm. And imagine Thomas Frank was. I don't know what Spurs need. I see Tottenham. I look at them and go, it's weak as piss.
That's literally everything Ange says.
They've got some good footballers, but they're weak. They've got no core. Have they? Well, you look and go. A few years ago, they were brilliant, man. They had Pochettino, the 2 centre backs, Vertonghen and Alderweireld. They had Delhi. Even when Delhi went, he was still a good side. They had Son. They had Harry Kane, who was incredible. Good footballers. They haven't got any of them
right now. Who's Tottenham's best?
The goalkeeper's even hit and miss. Some weeks he looks great, other weeks he's all over the place. I mean, the goalie of the night, Newcastle. Oh my God, the first goal.
Yeah,
he makes a decent save, and then the second one he jumps over a Pirlo. And it's things like that. And so I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it? What about? So that's going there. Don't know what. Thomas Frank will be all right. He'll get another go. And I think
he's at Palace.
I think he needs to go in. Well, maybe. He needs to go in somewhere where they just let him get on with it.
Yeah.
I don't think his style of football isn't. The one thing I would say about Thomas Frank, and I love listening to him. I think he's a great fella, and he's done brilliantly at Brentford. He is very much percentage manager, long ball, and it's set piece and corners and throw-ins for his goals. And I was surprised when I seen Spurs quite a bit early on in the season how, and I said this after they beat us at Hill Dickinson as well, to be honest. I was really surprised that they played like Stoke with the footballers they had.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was so like Stoke with Tony Pulis style. And I never ever got that from Brentford. Not as badly as that. I understood it, and they were fast at times, and they would play, and maybe because it was Brentford, you sort of go, well, you see the other bits, but Tottenham, I seen it in like the Super Cup thing, they were playing for throw-ins and corners.
Yeah.
To launch that, and I was like, this is Spurs, and they got some good, God, you used to seeing Tottenham zip it about a little bit, and it was like watching Stoke, and that's why that result at home stuck in my throat, because it was like we'd just been beaten by the most basic of basic things.
Yeah.
A centre-back scoring 2 corners, long throw-ins, cheering when they get a long throw, and then a breakaway goal. And that, to me, isn't Tottenham. It's certainly not Tottenham over the last 15 years. You know?
That's what sort of, if you listen to that, they'll stick to football, sorry. Ange says that, like, he's walking through like the training ground and everyone's got like that Spursy mentality where it's just a bit weak. No one really wants to like imprint anything on it. And I think Frank's came in and he's put a sort of even smaller club mentality onto the Tottenham team. I don't know, it's just really not worked. It's like some of the players they have got, and it's like you go through it and player by player, it looks like it should work, and then you see them and there's no real identity to them at all. Like even when they had like Son and stuff, and I think it's ever since Kane left, they didn't reinvest that money back in properly. But
they've got some really, don't get me wrong, they've got some good young players. If someone can gel it together, but I'm not surprised at where they are. When I look at them, I just think you were here 12 months ago and you haven't really added. You haven't put anyone of real quality in that side. You can dict the centre backs. One's a faux hard man in Romero, and the other one's a blurt in Van der Ven. Lovely football. He's a dickhead. His attitude is terrible. He wants to just get on with playing football. You know what I mean? And actually trying to keep the ball out of his net. He's got too much to say for a lad that doesn't defend properly. Do you know what I mean? Get back to defending. Get back to showing the quality. Whereas the last year or so, he's tried to be this fella who he isn't. I think he's probably playing next to the fella who he's got next to him. He needs a calm centre-back next to him who just says, pack it in. Just learn how to defend, mate. Because when you see him with the ball, he's got that goal he scored in Europe was unbelievable. Picked it up and just went. He's got the abilities there, but they're all over the place. The keeper, like you said, is it missed. I like Jed Spence, but I don't know. The full-backs haven't been brilliant for them, have they? No midfield, really. Who's someone who dictates the play in there for them. And he's been a bit unlucky with the strikers, haven't he? Solanke's been injured. Richarlison has been the best one.
As well.
And he's it just hasn't worked, though, has it?
The only thing I remember him from is the missing that sitting in the World Cup final.
Good save, but yeah.
But
anyway, that's gone on. So Spurs looking. Be interesting to see if they just grab someone till the summer, because there's going to be a couple of good managers available in the summer.
Who's the player who stepped in last time? I forgot his name.
Ryan Mason.
Yeah. Has he got a club?
He's gone, hasn't he? Has he gone, Ryan Mason? Or is he back with the 20s? I don't know. He's the best left-footed centre-back in the world, Van der Ven. Nah, I don't think he is. I think, actually, as a defender, I think Brantwaite schools him big time as how to defend. He's brilliant he's good on the ball and he's quick. He's not the best. There's not a chance he is.
He was sacked by West Brom in June, Mason, so he hasn't got a job.
Was he? Yeah. And I like Van der Ven. I do. Really like Van der Ven, but I think the last year he's been poor. His attitude, I think, is terrible. Trying to fight with people and everything, and trying to get out. He was trying to get out of Spurs in January.
He was like to live.
Trying to get there openly. No, I think if someone got hold of him and calmed him down and said, "Mate, actually defend. That's your job. Defend. Stop trying to square up to everyone. Stop trying to steam up the pitch. Defend first and foremost." He'd probably get that back, what he had. You only have to see the goals Spurs concede. They let goals in all the time. They're terrible at the back. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, because a decent manager would get them playing a little bit. And they have got quality. Like Xavi Simons has got quality, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. When you look at the players, they need Kulusevski fit and firing, because he's brilliant. Love watching him. They've got quality there. It needs someone to mash it all together.
It just feels like they need one just really quality player who's like sort of like, I don't know, the central point of it all, and then it'd work. It feels like they've got
bits, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got bits, but they just need, like, if they had like Harry Kane,
if they could get a good centre back to go with Van der Ven, being off Romero, get a good centre midfield player who is the core for them, who just knits everything together. And then a manager who's on the front foot manager who gets them playing like Spurs can play.
Yeah.
The quality that they've got would then come through.
Yeah.
I just think at the moment they haven't, let's be honest, they sacked Pochettino far too early. The first wobble he had, they got rid of him. And then it went Mourinho and that was a disaster.
Yeah.
Then Conte come in and that was a disaster really because they wouldn't back him.
Yeah.
They had Nuno first for 10 games and he binned him. So it's been chipping away, and then since then they've been chasing something that...
I just never get the decision where they wouldn't let Mourinho manage the final. They sacked him just before.
That was mad.
That was the most mental decision.
Who knows? They might have beat United on a one-off. He's good at the one-off things. Yeah. And they still had Harry Kane, didn't he?
Yeah. It was like,
which means you can win any game.
Yeah. That's what they were saying on that podcast. It was like, if you were going to pick a manager for a one-off game,
it's the one-off. Sack him after it if he wants. Because, I mean, Ange won the bloody Europa League and got sacked.
Yeah. So it's mental, that.
But yeah, so that's interesting, I think, what's going to go on at Spurs and what is happening. Diet Spurs, right? I watch with just obviously impartial eyes, don't I? Because I'm not a Spurs fan. And I've got no sort of... I've got no... What is it? Bias at all for any player or against any Tottenham player. None. Van der Ven is all over the place. And I get it. When you love a player, you're prepared to look past all of the faults. Go and look at Spurs' goals. He is all over the place. And he wasn't when he first came in. He looked incredible. And that's the talent that he's got. He's all over the place. And half of that might be Romero. But honestly, his attitude is shocking this season. I wouldn't want him in my team at the moment because his attitude is terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. You need lads who are going to roll the sleeves up, play for each other, and as Roy Keane would say, do your job, man. Because he is lightning, and Graham's right. His pace gets him out of trouble. He's not defending very well at the moment. Doesn't mean he won't get back to the... He's a young... He's only about 23, isn't he? He's 24. There's no doubt if he just gets his head back together, he can get back to being where he is and get better and better. Right now, he's all over the place and he's a big part of that awful Tottenham defence, which is why you're struggling the way you are. And it's why you've got a big thing this morning saying they're in relegation. And I've seen people have put bets on Arsenal to win the league and Tottenham to go down. You look at Spurs and you go, have you got the stomach for it? That's why now I think that's why they have sacked him. And that's why they'll get a manager in. They need to get on the front foot and go, look, let's just get a few wins, settle everyone down, and then start to build for next season. But they need someone to come in and calm everything down, including your better players. Just go, calm down. I can't let this stuff go this week. Right, I'm still fuming over Bournemouth's winner the other night. Like, let's forget about how bad Pickford did for it. Terrible error of judgment. But how that goal was disallowed, is absolute joke to me. Yeah. Unal is offside.
Yeah.
His run's clear, he's offside. He jumps for the ball next to the lad who knocks it down. He's offside. And it ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah.
And yet we had the same goal the other week of Villa get chalked off. I'd argue for even less.
Yeah.
Because when Armstrong was offside, he was stepping back onside, trying to get on. And he didn't get near it. O'Brien towered over it, headed it in. And they said, no, we went for it. Now, you had Keith Hackett yesterday saying, if he was Moyes, he'd have been on straight away. Onto the phone, he'd have been onto Webb. He said, if I was still in charge of the PGMOL, I'd have been expecting David Moyes on the phone. And he said the way the referee in Everton games, it's affecting Everton's results at the moment. Yeah. We've had 6 or 7 this season that have been direct, that would have given us... Everton, a lot of teams can probably say this, these are my Everton lens, but I can tell you 6 or 7 that we've had this season that if
did you see the one yesterday?
Other teams, I'm going to come on to that in a minute. So other teams have been given these incidents. If Everton would have been given the advantage on all of them like other teams do, we'd be in the top 4 now.
Yeah.
We wouldn't, don't get me wrong, we're not a good enough team to be in the top 4, but points-wise, we'd be in the top 4.
Yeah.
Leeds, we got robbed at Leeds. If you're looking at what's gone since we got robbed, Tarkovsky. Brighton got a penalty against us when Dewsbury Hall's hands are here. The referee give a pen. All right, the goalkeeper saved it.
Away from him as well.
O'Brien's got a header disallowed at 1-0 against Spurs, which was nothing wrong with it. And yet we've seen goals given since. The same goal has been given numerous times since. The exact same thing. You know, forget about even the 2 incidents against Newcastle at home because they didn't affect the game, but they were still horrific decisions.
Yeah.
You know, the penalty against Arsenal, Stonewall penalty, we got an apology for it, but it was a penalty at 1-0. Burnley, we were robbed. Tyler Dibling's shot, Jayden Anthony's hands are out. That stops the ball going in. Oh, sorry, stops the ball going at goal, which we'd have probably scored. Because it's a penalty, the last few minutes, we win the game. There's another 2 points. We're in Europe. Yeah. You know, and you move on, and it goes on. Wolves was a nonsense. The stuff that went on against Wolves was nonsense. We've got stuff against Leeds that
There's
have
even
gone
like
on.
small stuff as
Villa.
well. Remember when Dewsbury Hall took a free kick too soon and got a yellow card for it?
Got booked for it, which meant he was suspended for games.
And it's like, what? It's just
and
such
then,
stupid stuff.
Wolves game, Michael Keane gets sent off for a hair pull. No, a lot of people were upset. Fair enough. 3-game ban, nonsense, but there you go, sent off, 3-game ban. Fast forward, you know, they come out, there was all sorts of explanations about why it was the right decision, and, you know, we got a man sent off for going like that to his own player as well, by the way, for 3 games. Last night, Kenny Tete, on Semenyo, rags his hair. Yeah. Nothing given.
He checked it as well.
It should have been a penalty.
VAR checked it. And
VAR checked it and said no. And he rags his hair. Semenyo's head goes back. Should have been a penalty and a red card, 3-game ban. Nothing.
What I thought was interesting about it as well is they're both standing in the box, both feet on the floor, and he pulls his hair.
They're not jumping.
At least Michael Keane was jumping, and you know, you could understand, you know, your hand just automatically does it and he falls down. He just rags his hair. And it's like, it gets checked and they've cleared it. It's like, how's that fair? How do we get punished for it? But it's just, there's so many stuff that's happened, and it's always, after it happens, it's like, so the Tarkowski one was given when he handballed it, even though it was right there, and then they changed the rule for the Burnley one when we didn't get it, wasn't it? So it's like, why have Everton got to be the bigger man sort of in the league and be like, yeah, all right, we'll take it.
And you get some of our fans who were, in my opinion, are clueless, going, I just have to get on with it. No, you don't.
Why should Everton be the ones to get on with it?
Why are we the ones who suffer?
Why couldn't, I don't know, was it Brighton when they handball? No, Brighton it was Leeds, wasn't it? Why couldn't Leeds get on with it? Why do we have to get on with it? And there's so many examples where Everton have to get on with it. And it's like, how's it fair?
But you're looking and going, it's becoming nonsense now. It is, people saying, and it's right, it is becoming like WWE. It's almost like they go, look, this is the result of the game before they start, so let's make sure we don't give this team any advantage or this any advantage. Yeah. You know, and if we can, make sure we chalk that off. Because there can't possibly be, even Leno's own goal at the weekend, O'Brien, Dewsbury Hall, whichever way you want to say it. Everton's winner on Saturday was as clear as day. There was nothing wrong with it, and yet they still took a couple of minutes trying to sort it out, trying to see whether there was even a penalty the other night. Yeah. How long did that take? Yeah. Branthwaite's clatter from behind. The lad gets nowhere near it. Yeah. You look at the ref gives it because he can see it, and yet they're going, well, let's have a look at it again. Let's have a look at it again.
What about David Moyes having to sit in the stands because he ran on the pitch, and then the whole Arsenal team was on the pitch before the goals even scored? And it's like, there's just so many examples, and we should make a video just on it. Just outline every single one with examples of other ones. And
you'll have Howard Webb sat there going,
it is ridiculous.
Everyone's treated the same. You're like, they're not, mate.
No.
They're not. And I get it when it was just down to referees and linesmen. Right? Sometimes the pressure of making the decision.
There's human error, isn't it? Yeah.
And there's human error. And, you know, that's the way it is. They're not getting helped out with every angle, camera angle. Now, there's zero excuses.
No.
Zero. You know, they want to spend and stop spending so long looking for a way to disallow a goal and start actually getting to the right decisions. You know, Make a decision on penalties, handball. If it hits his hand, it's a penalty. Don't give a crap where your hand is, it's a penalty. Make it all black and white. But you cannot send a player off 3 weeks ago for a hair pull 4 weeks ago. Which, listen, I've got no issue. If Keane's grabbed him and he's got hold of him, then fine, if that's the rule.
Yeah.
And I know people will argue about the rule as well, because apparently it wasn't what they said it was. Fine. It should be a one-game ban, my opinion. But if you do it for one, how can it not be done 3 weeks later, 4 weeks? How? Like how?
Yeah.
You can see it. It isn't like that anyone's missed it. You can see it. The referee missed the Michael Keane one. The game went on for a minute or so.
Yeah. And then it was paused, and then that led to Jack Grealish being sent off, and then we missed him. And
well, Jack Grealish got sent off because of the referee.
That's
because
what I mean.
He didn't give the foul on Jack Grealish.
And but it's like the frustrations of the game as everyone gets under the skin, ruins like the atmosphere, and then he's losing his head and stuff. And it's like, if you just made the right decision, he said, yeah, it's a hair pull, Jack Grealish doesn't end up getting sent off either.
It's so bad though, isn't it? It's so bad that, again, the Bournemouth winner the other night, the lad is offside. Yeah. He can't say. And I know me and Patrick Ridge had a discussion about this last night, and he was sort of saying, well, he said it should have been disallowed because it's been disallowed before, but I'm not bothered by it. But I am, because if I'm a defender and you're running into the area where I'm trying to police, you're offside because you're affecting the game. Yeah,
because you've got to be like, I've got to watch him and I've got to watch him. But he's offside, so you shouldn't have to watch him.
We lost the Merseyside derby last season at Anfield, because Luis Diaz was offside and the ball went towards him. Yeah. So Tarkowski stuck a foot out to stop it going through.
Yeah.
And then Diaz backheeled it to Jota, and Jota scored. Yeah. And you're like,
that was the...
hang on, he's interfering. Of course he's interfering.
Yeah.
You know, Brentford were given a goal the other week at Hill Dickinson when Thiago was basically sat in the north stand having a chat with people and then ran onto a pass and tapped it in. The ball went forward. He was miles offside. The lad tried to control it and he went on and knocked it in.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. And you get it you don't get it. You're punished this week and other teams are giving it the next week. And that, to me, is the thing. If everybody had it chalked off, you'd go, offside, yeah. That's because everyone gets it chalked off. This was the reason, allegedly, why, the skeleton on Sky said it wasn't a penalty on Tierno Barry. Not because it wasn't a foul. Yeah, he gets his foot kicked, but no one's give a penalty at the moment.
Give it, yeah.
This season,
the ref
for
gave
that.
It, yeah, we'll give it.
The week later, wasn't a week later, was it 2 days later? Yeah. Fulham got a penalty for the same thing. And the same thing were given a penalty. And the Wolves got one the other week for less on Mane. The lad breathed on him with his foot, just brushed the outside of his foot, and he threw himself down. The referee gave a penalty. Yeah. And yet, Tierno Barry leg got webbed off by Saliba, and they VAR said that's all right.
Yeah, but I don't get that excuse either. It's like, yeah, if the ref would have gave it, we would have backed him, but if he doesn't give it, we wouldn't have backed him.
That's nonsense.
It's like, surely the decision's just the decision.
Yeah, this is the problem as well as the fact that they're absolutely awful at the job. They're not even coming to the right decision. All they're interested in is, has the ref made the wrong decision? Yeah. Now, that isn't the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Because you go, oh, yeah, but isn't that the same? No, it isn't the same thing. Because what they'll say is, if the referee thinks it isn't a foul but sees the contact, we're not going to interfere. Instead of going, that's a foul.
Yeah.
It's a penalty. The right decision is, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Or it isn't a penalty. The referee can be wrong. The referee can run over to a screen, and you see it all the time. You see it on Sunday at Anfield.
Yeah.
With Cherky's goal. Or no goal, as it was. But you see it. The referee sees Haaland get his shirt pulled, sees him do Szoboszlai and thinks 6-1, half a dozen the other.
Yeah.
If Szoboszlai doesn't pull Haaland back, Haaland scores.
Yeah.
If Haaland doesn't pull Szoboszlai, he might clear it.
Yeah.
But he's already fouled him, so it's 6-1, half a dozen. He ends up in the net. You get on with it.
And also...
And then VAR interfere, and then the ref comes on and goes, my decision is a red card. No, it isn't, mate, because you would have blew your whistle and red carded them anyway. You didn't. You give the goal, and then VAR sent you to the screen. So it isn't your final decision. We had it at Sam Barrett, who royally fucked the Wolves game up.
Yeah.
Refereeing a game that wasn't difficult. Second half, lost it. As if they just got a fella pissed out the pub to referee it. That's how bad he was. my final decision is a red card to Everton's number 5. He hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
Not your decision, mate. It's the fella sat pretending to be a referee in Stockley Park, 200 miles away. You know, putting his kit on to sit in a van.
Yeah.
You know, it's absolutely for allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, and I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have the face to be able to say this. You know, the way the Premier League do, and Sky, you know, Sky pundits, the best league in the world. What a load of nonsense that is. But allegedly, for I'll say the best PR league in the world, the best black smoke and mirrors league in the world, the officiating is worse than Sunday League level at times.
That one against Liverpool, they said we've gave Szoboszlai a red card for stopping a goal scoring opportunity. They scored, so he didn't stop a goal scoring opportunity. He scored. So what does that mean?
Well, you'll see
does that make sense?
See it. This isn't just, obviously, we'll feel it because we keep seeing these in our games, and then the next minute they're given the week later. So we'll be, but loads of teams will be able to come on and go, well, did you see what happened with us there? And you're seeing goals. Now, okay, I'm all right with the offside thing, being a midgie's cock offside. I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
I'm not all right with Liverpool's goal of Fulham when it was given offside and VAR agreed it was offside, but because the clubs, the big clubs, if you want to call them, that asked for a bit of leeway, they decided the only time ever to exercise the 5 centimetres, like sort of parameter, and give them the goal. Do it for everyone then. Do the Wenger rule, where there has to be daylight. If my heel is in line with your toe and I'm running through, I'm onside. Whether you like that or not, I'm onside.
Yeah.
If there's a gap between my heel and your toe, I'm offside. Do that to encourage goals. Or go finite with the offside thing. If your hair is ahead of me, you're offside.
Yeah.
End of story. I'm okay with the offsides to a certain extent. That one the other night's criminal for me, the Bournemouth goal. Because the fella is jumping where the ball is.
And it's exactly something that we've had the goal to.
And we had the goal to. The other week, I know Ped was seething over it, saying I shouldn't be offside, but he was offside, Armstrong.
Yeah.
And he got back on and he was in the zone sort of where the ball was, so you can sort of go. It's like in Jai the other day. Garner had to put the ball back in and Jai stepped over it and it went in.
Yeah.
No, he didn't touch the ball. But he was in the goalie's line of sight. Now, some people going, yeah, but the keeper, you know, he could see it. He couldn't see the ball. Bounced over him. But some people would argue that should have stood. Garner wasn't offside. He hit it.
Yeah.
But Jai was. So therefore, it was a blatant offside to me. I had no issue with it. He's offside. But you'll see that in different cases. Leeds got a goal given earlier in the season with Calvert-Lewin was basically just blocking the goalie. It was 14 yards offside, blocked the shot, and the lad tapped it in. The keeper, it just hit the goalie because he couldn't see because of Calvert-Lewin, and the lad tapped it in.
Yeah.
Whereas he might have been able to push it away or gather it, and Dom wouldn't have been able to stand there. He'd have been given offside. And
it was the thing as well, wasn't it? You know, with what goal was it? Was it Beto's one where James Tarkowski said, I just ran back because I was scared I was in the way or whatever? But it's like even the players don't know what the rule is.
No, well, that's it.
So it's like he doesn't know where he's meant to stand or if he's interfered, and he didn't interfere because he didn't block it. But like, if the players don't know the rules and where they're allowed to stand,
if you're,
how the ref?
For me, right, if you're walking away from the ball and the goalie's got a clear view of it, as long as you don't react to the ball, that shouldn't be offside to me. Right? But I think once you're offside and you move towards where the ball is, you've got to be offside, haven't you? If you're blocking a goalie's view, you must be offside, whether you touch it or not. That's the thing with the goalie of the night, with Idrissa Gueye.
Yeah.
He was offside in Jai because he was the ref. He's in the goalie's line of sight and he steps over it. He's offside. If you're not, if a shot's coming in here and you're standing there offside and you're just watching and I can see the shot, as long as if I parry it that way or parry it that way, you don't make any motion towards the ball, then you're not interfering because you clear line of sight. But
isn't it mad that we even have to talk about this? Like that just seems obvious.
But why don't they just do?
How did they get it wrong?
Why don't they just go back to the other one and just go? We don't care if James is in the line of sight.
Yeah.
He's in an offside position.
Yeah.
Then everyone knows.
Yeah.
But Unal was that the other night, and they still didn't give it.
Yeah.
So it's how it can happen 3 weeks ago and be chalked off, and happen on Tuesday and be given. That's my real bugbear with it.
Yeah.
And you'll see this with other, don't you? Didn't Gay bring someone down on Sunday? That was the same as the exact same.
Yeah. So
he's
running through, and I don't know. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Salah, but he just pulls him, and it's a tactical foul, but it's also, you could argue he was the last man, but it was outside the box, so it was like they were saying he should have been sent off, but he never sent him off.
And that's it. And I'm not defending O'Brien, by the way, because he's bad defending.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's another thing where you see an incident and you go, how's he not being sent off?
Yeah.
If he's been sent off, do you know what I mean? That's the thing that you find mad.
What game was it as well? The tackle where, was it Wolves, where he just stamps on his leg? I think it was Harrison Armstrong.
Yeah. From behind. Huang.
That one wasn't even looked at.
Terrible challenge. Yeah. Mid-calf, back of the leg, straight leg, right down the back of him. It's a red card. Didn't go for the ball. And
no one looks at it. No one does anything.
And other than miss time a tackle and be off.
Yeah, it's just so stupid.
And that's when you just look and go, this is nonsense now, because there's no consistency. I think football fans in the main just want consistency. We just want to go, that's a red card because it's been a red card 10 times before. We know that's the rule. It's a red card. You know what I mean? Hair pull.
Someone's saying, have we seen the Foden challenge last night? Did you see that?
No.
I didn't see it either, but I seen people talking about it this morning on Twitter.
That he made, or that was on him?
Yeah. So, I'll show you, I've got it all. So, it wasn't given as a red, but it was looked at. There's another replay as well.
Oh, that's not a good tackle. Yeah, it's not a nice tackle.
It wasn't given as a red.
And that will be next week.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The problem. That's where people are
nowhere near the ball, and it breaks his ankle if he gets a little bit more on it.
It is mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
mad. Bob the Blue says the Wolves foul was the worst of the season by about a million miles even. Yeah, it was a terrible one. Toffee Blue says my gripe with is the referee on the park virtually 99% of the time gets convinced to overturn his decision. Therefore, who's actually refereeing the game? You're right, Toffee Blue. I mean, me and Sean Dyche agreed on probably one thing out of a million. This was it. When you send them the screen, you may as well just announce it. We're not giving this goal, or we're sending this player off because, Trevor in Stockley Park with his, his kit
the big
on.
Screens, yeah.
Just go, Dave said it's a red, so off you go to see you. Because the minute they walk over to that screen, they've been told what to give, haven't they? So.
And also, whenever they show the replays, it always, like the speed and stuff, it plays a key role, and they never show it properly.
No.
Like if I don't know, say me and you are here, and I just like throw a punch at you, but I do it dead slow, but we speed it up loads.
Of course.
It looks like I'm proper whacking you.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't get the full, like, the momentum and stuff.
They should see what it's like in real.
Yeah, I don't think you should be allowed to slow it.
Has he premeditated that, or has he just mistimed it? Yeah. Is it a great touch by the player that's caught him?
I don't think they should be allowed to slow it down. I think they should get all the angles, but you're not allowed to slow it down. It has to be the exact speed that was played at. Because when that's the worst bit of it all. The only time you should be slowed down is like offsides, just to see.
The results, whether we like it or not, we'll talk about it. The results haven't really gone against Everton last night. I mean, Liverpool, we never like Liverpool winning a game, do we? But them beating Sunderland meant
Sunderland can't catch
Sunderland,
us,
weren't going above us. All the results went our way. So therefore, we were talking about this. If Everton had lost to Fulham on Saturday and then beaten Bournemouth on Tuesday, we'd all be going, we're right in this. We are right in this mix. And we are still in the mix for it. I think the problem is, we're that bad at home that we all know we can't continue to not win home games. And yet none of us know how we're going to do that. Yeah.
Because it's we spoke about it loads, but it's proper Jekyll and Hyde, isn't it, every time? It's like, we'll have games like we had then, but then we'll have the Fulhams and like the Forest, where we do go out and we do score. We play like that Fulham at home. When we played them, I thought it was a great game.
It was the easiest game of the season.
Same with Forest. We were 2-0 up at half time, weren't we? And then we just held out the rest of the game, and I weren't even worried. And it's like, how can it be just so different each game? And what's different about them games? And it's good having the away form being well and stuff, but it's like, right now, I know obviously you said if the games were reversed you'd be fine, but it also feels like such a missed opportunity. Like, it's like, we already know, the season's probably going to go right down to like the last game for whether we get Europe, and it's going to be big. And we were speaking about, what was it? We need 5 wins, 2 draws, and whatever it was. Then I can't remember, but it just felt like that was a really good chance.
That was a great opportunity. Yeah. If we'd have won, we'd have 40 points now, and you'd be going.
Bournemouth turning up Brentford, don't know.
Probably 16, 17 more points, and we could be in Europe.
But then it's in the same breath. It's like, against the worst teams in the league this season, we've not performed well against them at all, which means we've got most of these points from teams that you'd argue are around us or better, and these final few games are like around us or better. There's no apart from Burnley, there's not, and West Ham. Have we played West Ham twice?
No.
Yeah, so we got West Ham and Burnley. The rest sort of around where we are. So I'm hoping, I don't know, that games where we against
well, we haven't beaten any of the promoted sides yet.
Yeah, no.
Which is terrible.
Yeah. But games where, we're expected to be in control and we have to be this sort of attacking force, we haven't really got any of them. Not many of them anyway left. So hopefully that's, I don't know, a mentality thing for Everton where we'll perform better.
Well, we might be better at home against United, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, because we expect them to dominate.
Yeah.
Maybe not Liverpool because the way they're playing, but they're still a top side. United. Well, in fact, they're all top sides, aren't they? We can discuss the validity of how good they are, but we might be better in those 4 games because we're expecting to be sort of backs to the wall a little bit.
Yeah.
More like an away game, and that might suit us. It might not. We might get beaten all 4 of them, but we might grind results out. Quite often, Everton are decent at grinding results out when you don't expect it. And you're right, when it's, I suppose, when the pressure's on to win the game, we just come up short. We're just not good enough. And again, that'll come down to recruitment again in the summer. I think, said on me aftermatch stuff the other day, another couple of poor results will sort of put pay to Europe.
Yeah.
And then I believe that's when the manager's going to have to start turning his attention to next season. And that means not playing the likes of Michael Keane because he's safe, and other players because it's, a centre-back at right back.
Should be playing every game.
Things like that. Because I think, I know we want to finish as high as we can. I absolutely agree with that. But we've also got to start thinking, how are we crafting this team for next season?
Yeah.
Not to be in the same position in a year of just going, we're still 5 players short. We're still lit. Whereas we know that, can Asnu be a first teamer, or does he need to go on loan for a season? Is Harrison Armstrong going to be that? I mean, he's playing every game and he already looks like it, so maybe he's not a great example. But Tyler Dibbling, what is your role?
What's the plan with him,
good enough to do this, or do you need a loan?
That's what...
Tyreek George, are we going to keep you permanently? Or are you just going to be one of them that we go, no, we can get better? Mail Roll, where do you play? What's your best position? Can you go and dominate games? Well, dominate games, but can you go and perform like you did at Villa? Can you do that regularly for us? Let's see. Because by getting all this information, now we'd be getting ahead of it for next season.
Yeah.
Nathan Patterson, play at right back. At worst, you're giving us nice balance. At best, he has some really good performances. And if the manager's decided he ain't the answer, at least when you go to sell him in the summer, he's had quite a few Premier League games, and you can go, he's worth, someone he's worth 10 million quid or whatever it is, 8 million quid, whatever. And start thinking ahead like that. Because I think that's the only way we're really going to... It's obviously very different if we're still in the mix and we'll all want results, won't we? But I just think if we do it a little bit of a wall, that's the way to go, really. And have a look. Can we affect it? Can these lads make a difference? And if not, change it. You know, maybe try O'Brien and Branthwaite.
It's the debate I had with Ped last season, wasn't it? You know, when we were talking about strikers, and it was like, it was confirmed that Calvert-Lewin wasn't going to stay. And obviously it's different now because you know the context of everything unfolded, but I was saying that if Calvert-Lewin comes back, we should be focusing more on like a Schmidt and stuff like that, purely see what he's like and if he's up to like the standard. And I think you're right. I think if you're safe from relegation and sort of you're heading, you might not have the legs for Europe essentially, but we've got so many like good young players and so many players that we're sort of undecided on that aren't getting minutes now, whether it's maybe you can't trust them, that if we can't really get Europe, it just makes sense to throw them all in. For instance, like playing Patterson, I don't see the negatives of it because he's got something to play for that's outside of Everton.
Yeah.
You know? It's his career, but it's also the potential to go to the World Cup with Scotland and stuff like that. So he's got like motivations that aren't just what's going on at like Finch Farm and stuff. And then it's the same with like Arsenal and Diblin, and I think Diblin's a big one because we signed loads of like young play, you know, like Luchmans and stuff like that, where they've came in and they've been promising, even like Schmidt to an extent, but they just sit on the bench and they don't play, and then you don't really evolve and doesn't really live up to his potential, at least at Everton. So I think it's important, you know, is he going to play? Is he going to get proper minutes, or do we look and get him a loan where he's going to get his confidence back again and, you know, start scoring? So I think these are all like really important things. Same with, you know, Michalenko. His contract ends, doesn't it, this season? There's an option for a year. Alcaraz has a year after this one. Beto has a year after this one. You know, we've seen Irabunum linked with loads of teams away. And so all these players, big decisions are about to be made on them, and it's like the rotation's got to be there. And, you know, Malin Rowe, I don't know what he's done, but ever since that Villa game, we've not seen him. I didn't even see him warm up, I don't think. And so...
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
It's like, it's just so weird that if he's not going to get a game, he's the person who signed off on that deal. Because it just seems mental now, doesn't it?
I think with Tyler Dibling, he's obviously really, really talented. 19, played in the Premier League 40 times or something. He's, you know, I know he had less pressure at Southampton and all that, but he was a good footballer. Go and see bits of clips of him. You know, skinning players at City and everything. You know, he's got something. I think the thing, what I'd like them to do with Tyler Dibling is ask him to simplify his game. Like, when you go past someone, what's your goal? Are you trying to create a chance? Are you trying to get a shot away? Or are you just sort of going round in circles, trying to do that thing that I've seen in kids' teams where a player trying to convince everybody. I seen this when I was playing. Certain players, and I've probably done it, you're trying to convince the new sort of teammates that you're a good player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you stop doing the thing,
the basics
that you're good at, and you start trying to maybe do a bit more, or you go safe. Your confidence ebbs away a bit, and you end up being really safe. Do you know what I mean? It's like with a striker. I used to remember when I'd have a few games without scoring, you start thinking before you have a shot, where do we need to put it? And when you're scoring goals, you don't think. You'll score and you'll go, I don't even know how I did that. You'll do something, it's in the net.
It's just instinct.
It's instinctive, or, you know, your brain will thingy. When Tyler Dibling is confident, you watch him, he'll be skinning people like they're not there.
Yeah.
Now, everything is, I think he's looking, and everything he's second guessing all the time. Like, however, I do look at him and think you're not doing enough, obviously, in training. If he was doing enough in training, the manager would probably give him a bit more of a go.
Yeah.
So I've never seen the lad train. I don't know. I seen little clips last week of him skinning some of our players and running up the pitch dead quick. I'm thinking, where's that?
Yeah.
Where's that? Right? So he's got to get that right in his head. He's got to go, right, when I get my chance again, I'm going to get on and get at people. And I'm going to create the little half a yard and I'm going to put a cross in. I'm going to create half a yard, I'm going to have a shot. The fans will get right behind him. If he starts doing that, they will get right behind him. If he starts doing 14 step overs and then still running back into players, when he's gone past them and turning around and going back, they're just going to take the ball off him. So he's got to think, and I'm sure others do, tell him, of course, Everton staff will beat, of course they will, but what you want to say is, look, beat the lad and just put it across the box. And then if Tierno Barry or Illiman and Jai or whoever, Beto or whoever isn't on the end of it, you've done your job. Look at Dewsbury Hall. Look at the last 2 games, he's put 2 brilliant crosses across the box. One of Fulham that Barry maybe should have got on the end of. Got a bit of it, should have gone on it with his foot, opened his foot up and just blocked it into the net. And then the other night he put another brilliant one in that the defender took away from Barry and then Jai at the post with. All he's done there is get himself a little bit of space and put it into a danger zone. Everyone then is looking at why the players aren't in there. We've seen Asnu do it against Sunderland right at the start of extra time. Went down the wing and put a great ball across the... It was a hell of a pass. And if one of our strikers, and we had 2 on the pitch, by the way, if one of them had gambled and ran into the 6-yard box, they'd have had a tap in. And who knows, we might have won the game. When you look... This is one of the things that annoys me with Njai at times. He doesn't do it enough. When he does it, it looks brilliant. He skins the fella, puts a ball in the box, and everyone's clapping, and you're going, oh, it's great. And that's what Dibling's got to do. And I've seen George do it for Chelsea, so I want to see him do it for us. The other night, he was almost trying to...
You seen him do...
There was bits and pieces. I mean, he put a great ball through to Michaelenko, who couldn't be arse running. And in the build-up to the penalty, he done 2 body feints that sent the lad the chippy twice. And then he just done some back heel that wasn't great, but Dewsbury all made good out of it. But I've seen him for Chelsea, just beat the lad and put a ball in. Get past them, throw it in. And they've either scored or they've had chances from it. That's what Tyler's got to do for me.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because when we signed him last season, we were always talking about him like so positively and whatever. And the expectation was that when Ndiaye went to AFCON, that'd sort of be his time to get in. And then if you sort of step back and look that he didn't get in then, and now Jack Grealish is injured and he's also not getting in. And, you know, Harrison Armstrong's come back from low and is playing his position. Taddy George is playing now. We were both like sort of a similar age. I think as well, you look at them two and like at Asnu and like the bits that they have had, they look like really keen. Like they run after everything. And Taddy George might be a bit too soon to, I don't know, judge him, but Asnu for the half an hour he had, ran after everything and looked eager to play. And Harrison Armstrong's just been at sort of a different level to them all. But it's like he comes on and you can tell he's a really good player because he's got a really good first touch. He's got a good pass. It's like it's very similar to like what Grealish is like in the fact of like, don't want to say like the Man City type, but you know, he's just all got a great touch. But it's like he turns around and just takes the easy option every time. And it's like it must be his confidence, I suppose.
Yeah, his confidence.
If that continues for the rest of the season, and I don't know, do you look at loans for him? I don't get what you do with him, because does he just stay on the bench forever? Because I don't know, you look at sort of the Everton players in the team now who are young, and you look at like Branthwaite and you look at Armstrong and stuff, and it's like they had minutes at Everton and then they went out on loan and they came back and then now Harrison Armstrong's sort of in, and it's like, I don't know, does he need to go to somewhere where maybe there's a bit more pressure and it's not like Southampton where they're already relegated and he's actually fighting for something and then he's ready for sort of Everton? But I just don't know what you do with a player like this.
But you hope that his confidence comes
he's
back.
Good, don't you?
You hope his confidence comes back. You hope he... You know, so Charlie Waters says he did that at Burnley for Beto, and Beto didn't put it in. Did remember the ball he put across and Beto slid it wide instead of just tapping it in, and he played well at Burnley. Maybe, but you're hoping he gets on, creates something, or scores a tap in, and everyone's, you know, feels the love and his confidence goes up. I can play in this team, and the manager's got to work with that. The coaches have got to encourage him. Who knows? He might maybe he might need a loan. Maybe Everton might send him back to Southampton on loan or something, or maybe he'll go to Preston on loan because Moyes loves Preston and in the Championship. But I don't know. I mean, he's a £35 million player, and I think he's a young player as well. You do have to just accept that he's in and out. But the fact he's not getting on is frustrating.
Yeah, it's just there's so many situations like you'd understand him not getting on if we had him dying Grealish, but you see like Harrison Armstrong playing there, you see Nathan Patterson's played there over him, and that's like that's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd get him. I'd want him to have a couple of under-21 games as well.
Yeah.
Really, just to get him back playing football again and maybe playing an under-21 game, skin a couple of players, score a goal and go, I feel good again. Footballers want to play football. Mm-hmm. Training all week to sit on the bench and to not get on is soul-destroying. Mm-hmm. Doing it when you're a 19-year-old, 300 miles from home or whatever it is, when you've come and you're thinking this is a great move for me, and you come in and you're not getting anything, you must be thinking, I hate it here. Yeah. You must be, because you're not getting it, he's not involved. Okay, you're training all week, and I get that, but the game is what you want. So, but I would also caveat that is he doing enough? Is he going into training every day going, I'm going to be the best version of me. I'm going to be the best player I can be today. I'm going to run everywhere. I'm going to get in the manager's face, get in his eye line, get in the coach's eye line. Is he doing that? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But that's what you have to do. Yeah. Because you have to change it. And that's what I was saying. If we get to a situation where we're probably not going to get in Europe, then he needs to be given games. He absolutely needs to be given games. Eddie says James looks like he's from the Beatles era.
Thanks.
There you go. Charlie freaks us why wasn't Tete penalised with the purple. Yeah, we've discussed that, haven't we? Paul Davies says VAR checked the goal on Monday night, Tuesday I think he means, and gave it. So why wasn't it shown on the screen? Because they knew they'd made the mistake. Yeah. Ignore Clattenburg. Ignore him, clown. Gary said Bournemouth did a lot of throwing themselves on the floor if they lost the ball or lost out in a tackle and the ref fell for it. Yeah, we did beat ourselves against Bournemouth. Bill says Glasner wouldn't suit Spurs. They wouldn't want his football. Yeah. Russ says I was in the West End level with the back line the other night screaming for offside when the cross was put in. Disgraceful decision. The referees and PGMO decisions this season are more confusion than a Twin Peaks plot. Yeah, it's grim. Absolutely terrible. Bill says Frank hasn't been good, but they were 17th last season, and I don't think Spurs' squad is as good as people think. It has good attacking plays, but midfield's inconsistent, and the defence doesn't convince me. Yeah. Matt W says the January window looks even worse now. We knew we needed fullbacks and a striker to support and compete with Barry, and we didn't address any of it. What do our recruitment team do all day? I hate talking about refs and VAR as it sounds like an excuse, but the consistency levels are a joke. Everton need to stand up to it. They do. Jez says Spurs are probably the least mentally suited to survive the drop. It's a proper arse twitcher, and do they have the fans to drag them through this? Mm-hmm. Remains to be seen, doesn't it? They're going to have to start winning some games. Buck says the money has to be right for Jack Grealish, and my other opinion is results have gone for us over the midweek games, although we've had number 4 home defeat in the same midweek. It shouldn't have been one, and we would have been a lot closer to top 5. Another thing is why we obsessed with the red shite. I said to my mate the other day, at the match all season, we've had opportunities to go above them numerous times this season and not done due to some of our playing decision. That's blatantly crap. I think people just look at it because they're league champions and we're close to them, I think. Bill says, would take Jack for sure. I think at home our weaknesses and lack of ball players and fullbacks with quality gets exposed. I also think some of our players have weak mentalities. It could be why we concede, then concede again. Also living up to the expectation of 50,000 fans in a big new stadium, coupled with team deficiencies and the way we set up at home makes for a frustrating brew. The away form's better because we sit in and the onus isn't on us and we don't get exposed as much. Moyes makes some baffling decisions too. Harrison on the wing when he has a bench of options, crowbarring his favourites in even when it's square pegs in round holes. What happened to Roll? Sick of Jacob right back, and also as Ped said the other night, the lack of intensity is shocking. We're so slow and ponderous. Must do better. Yeah. Derek says morning from sunny Basland, Florida. The game on Monday was awful, but I mean it was Tuesday. Tuesday, boys, come on, and girls. But the overreaction's been insane to me. A lot of people are saying Barry's the worst they've ever seen, but when Beto gets subbed for him, proves these people don't mean what they say and are reactionary. The stick that Barry gets drives me crazy because we finally have a young, promising striker. Some of our supporters slag him off every chance they get after he said he can struggle with the noise. Get behind our young players. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but why wouldn't you want our players to do well? You surprised by some of the stick Barry gets or not?
It's a weird one because I understand why people are frustrated.
Back, yeah. Don't know. It just looked like it froze.
So with Barry,
yeah,
I understand why people are frustrated because, like, he's a bit unorthodox with how he like his touch and stuff and his passes. It looks a bit iffy sometimes, but then also in the same breath, you've got to think there was that stat out of the 10 shots he scored 5 goals, and you know we don't create a lot of chances for him. We don't really play to his strengths, and you know against Bournemouth, Branthwaite kept doing that thing where he just hit it up to him, and no one gets near him. And it's just like what do you expect him to do with it? Even if he wins that header, no one else is getting it. So it's one of the, I think as well if we had someone else other than Beto, you know, who's a bit more, I don't know, Premier League quality, and you know they could come in and be fine, then maybe there'd be less pressure on Barry to instantly just come in and make his mark. But he's a young player. It's his first season. He's on what, 5 or 6 goals, is it?
5 goals.
5 goals in the Premier League, and he's done it in fairly tough conditions for how it goes. You know, away from home, we're not like the most attacking team, and at home we can't get results. So it's like, what more do you want him to do? So I think it is harsh, but I can understand why people will be frustrated with him as well. But I think if you look at it with like the full context, he's doing fairly well for his first year.
He's doing all right. He needs to be better. His touch at times has got to be tighter. He's got to be stronger, and he's got to get himself in where it hurts. But we don't create many chances. All right, the other night was the exception, wasn't it? He had 3 opportunities. Well, 2 real opportunities. The other one, and Jai bottled it, just got rid of it quickly as he could. But he had 2 opportunities. One was awful, the first one. The second one, he's a bit unlucky with the lad, just gets a block in. He's putting it in the right space. The lad just gets a block in. But those games for him are few and far between. So he's got to ask himself why. Are the players putting it in the right areas and he's not doing well enough to get there? Or are they not putting it in them areas for him to do well enough? He's also let down by the style at times. We don't get anyone close enough to him.
Yeah.
And he's let down by the fact the fella who he's battling with isn't as good. Needs to be much, much better.
You know, in a lot of the games you see it where, you know, you spoke on before with Tuesday, where it's like they'll throw it across the 6-yard box and like he's stretching for it and he doesn't get it. And that's happened a few times.
Yeah.
Do you put that on him or do you put that on the pass? Or do you think it's a bit of both?
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Well,
do you think he should be more switched on?
He should be anticipating it. When Dewsbury Hall's there, I'm getting myself in that 6-yard box. Because that's where it's coming. You know? I think there's been 1 or 2 he's been unlucky with. You've looked and gone, how's he not scored? The one the other night, the one at Fulham, he gets a touch on it. So for me, he's got to connect with that.
Yeah.
He's gone at it with the top of his foot instead of sliding, opening your foot out.
Yeah.
Make your foot the biggest area it can be so that the ball can hit you and go in. If you look at that one, he's stretching with his foot out like that instead of it should be like that.
Yeah.
And so it almost should hit you and just guiding. Right? There was one at Chelsea that it looked like he missed the sitter, but it deflected off the goalie and went through his legs. He was in the right space there. To me, that wasn't down to him. He put himself where he needed to be and it hit Sanchez's hand and somehow didn't hit him and go in and went through his legs. But some of the time, he's not doing enough to get himself where it hurts.
Is that just the experience and sort of the intelligence of it, though?
I think he mightn't be that type of striker. So that's where you need a striker coach. Now, I know he's employed his own one the other day, but that's to do certain types of finishing. This is where Everton need one. to do patterns of play.
Yeah.
But he's got to do more. But I know I've seen someone sent me a thing saying, do you agree with this? Someone was blaming him for the one where Njai robbed the thingy. I totally disagree with what the lad's saying. He's got to make this run. It's great making the run. He'd have made the run, the ball still wouldn't have got there. And Njai has to take a better first touch and has to advance at the goal. Because what you're doing, you should be racing into the goal to force the goalkeeper to make a decision and then rolling it square to be tapped in. Or you have to absolutely smash it across first time, and Njai didn't do any.
Yeah.
He got it out of his foot, didn't want it, and rolled it across the 6-yard box, allowing the defender, who was just slightly ahead, to get there anyway. Even if Barry had got there wasn't enough pace on the ball. It just a poor pass. But he should be advancing at the goal there, Njai, and that should have been a little roll bang tapping.
Yeah, I get you.
So the keeper's thinking he's going to shoot, but he didn't. His first touch isn't good enough, and he done really well to win it. But his first touch took him there. His second touch should have took him in, but he didn't. He rolled it across in his second touch, and he had no pace on it. So, but then he's plays then a really clever ball for the one that gets blocked through the lad's legs, and it's a great ball. And I think Barry, he does all right. I think the lad comes from nowhere, doesn't know much about it, just hits him. You know, you'll see other players score that, and what'll happen is the lad comes from nowhere, it'll go through his legs and still go where it was going. Do you know what I mean? Barry was just a bit unlucky. Maybe he should have buried it anyway, but he was a little bit unlucky. But the other one, for me, was poor from him and Jack. The first one was poor from Barry. He follows the Ghana free kick, and he does that first bit really well. And then he can't wrap his foot round it. He could have even, like I think you were saying, he could have even killed it.
Just took a touch,
trying to take a touch and then steer it back in with his right foot. He's trying to... I'd have probably gone and tried to steer it back goalwards. But you can't steer it goalwards when the goal's there and your foot's facing that way.
Yeah.
Foot's got to be here. You're just blocking it back where it come from. You know, and that's getting in and being a bit flat-footed. So he's done the first bit really well, like he did at Villa.
Yeah.
Where he done the second bit amazingly at Villa, it was really poor the other night, the finish. So he should be looking, how do I get myself into that zone all the time? And how do I get myself just steaming in? Sometimes we break and he's hanging out the edge of the box. And then he makes the run and it goes past him. It's like, no, mate, your job, that bit on the edge of the box should be left for a midfield player. Your job is to steam into that 6-yard box and drag at least one defender with you. If it comes across, you've got to tap in, or they've got to somehow deal with it. If it gets pulled back, our midfield player's now got a bit of space because you've took the lad in. We've seen that at Fulham last week. Beto, I don't know whether he knew he was doing it, but Beto makes a run to the near post because I think he might be thinking Michalenko's going to roll it across and I might be able to get the end of it. By making the run to the near post, Dewsbury-Hall's got a big pocket of space that Miko can pull it back to, and he just sat 5 foot in. Because the defender he's following Beto's run, so he has to go with where Beto is running, and therefore that creates the space. I don't think Barry, that's the bit I would criticise him for. He ain't doing that bit well enough. When it's wide, get in that 6-yard box and make sure. How's he not scoring headers? He's massive. Last year for Villarreal, he's brilliant in the air. Hasn't scored a header. He has, but it was a close range header, and he finished it well. But we want to be seeing him getting across people and getting headers in. Our crosses are terrible, by the way. They are
so bad. Some
but
corners are terrible.
He's got to be making sure that he's in there. Because if I'm him, and used to be a cry-ass as a striker, and I'd come off and I'd have a go with the wingers and everything. If you haven't put balls in the box, I'd be fuming. If they haven't put 5, 6, 7 balls in the box, I'd be going mad with, you fucking shout and slang on match at half time to get them to do it. If I'm him, he should be seething when he walks in that dressing room. He should be going, where's the crosses? Why aren't you putting the ball in the box? Why aren't you doing that? And if they are putting it in and he's not in there, they should be pulling him up, going, where are you? We're throwing balls in. Why are you not on the end of them? Because that's how we're going to score goals. We're not silky enough to play little back heels and little triangles. We're just not good enough.
We got away with it at the start of the season and everyone clocked on to that's what we were trying to do. Like the Wolves one. So
get balls into the box and say to your strikers, whether it's him or Beto, get in that mix. Take people in. And then if it's coming from wide areas, Dewsbury-Hall, you've got to be the one breaking for any bits and pieces that are around the penalty area. If Everton could do that, they would score a lot more goals.
Yeah, I agree.
And Barry would score a lot more goals.
And also, he didn't have the pressure of being sort of the only striker at the minute.
So, we also need you know, Beto's going to go in the summer. We need better. We need to go and get a good striker that, A, it's a flip of a coin who plays.
Yeah.
And B, has got goals in him, and that's where the recruitment team are going to do it. But there you go. You're right, Simon. I've done this on the final word yesterday with all the stills and stuff. He done the right thing. That's what I'd tell my lad to do. That's coming across. You're aiming here. Mm-hmm. You're putting it out the goalkeeper's reach. You're not going to go, I'll put it back there. Because when you try to go back there, that's when it goes straight. Or you hit the goalie. You just here. If someone comes on your blind side and it hits their legs. I mean, look at the goal Fulham got against us the other day. That goal the other night, Barry could have hit it. It could have hit Jimenez's knee and flew up into the roof of the net. Yeah. Couldn't it? It could have. Yeah. It didn't. It hit him on the calf and went safe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But the other one, maybe, and Jai should have done a lot better, and maybe he's run, but he's got to get himself in the middle of that 6-yard box for tap-ins, and we've got to start firing them balls right across there, making the defenders have to deal with it, if not. But there you go. Apparently Wilson Odobert has done his ACL. Wow. Done it against Newcastle the other night. It's terrible. There's been a few of them this season as well, haven't there? There's been a few of them. Someone like that Junior Krupi, or Krupi Junior, someone like him would be brilliant for us because he plays slightly differently.
Well, they took Evan Nielsen off for him, didn't he? And Krupi's got 8 goals this season in the Premier League.
But Matt, you're right as well, a different style. That's why I like Francolino too. I think he can go through the middle, he can play wide as well, he gives you that option. And he's a bit different. So I think I like the look of that kind of player. But we'll see. Right, we're done. We've gone on longer than I thought we would, James, for a Thursday when there's not that much to talk about. So there you go. We'll talk in a couple of years, mate. Can't make those claims this early on, can you? We'll see. We will see. But everyone sees it differently, don't they? You don't think Dibling's good, do you? So we'll see what happens. Everyone has an opinion on it, which is why we love football, because we're all sort of, we're all sort of viewing it from our own lens, aren't we? And we know what we want. Ultimately, no matter what happens, we all want the same thing, don't we? We all want Ciano Barry to score 18 goals. We'll stay on for 5 minutes because we haven't even mentioned Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, do this another day, but there was that stuff come out the other night that Everton are going to open negotiations. I mean, we know this, but what have you made of all that, and would you sign Jack Grealish permanently?
Yeah, I'd sign it permanently, definitely. I think he's sort of the next level of playing, and you see, he's just got a really good first touch, and his passes are always perfect. He wins so many fouls, and it's like you can understand why he was in that City team, because he's just that sort of next level football. And the stuff we're talking about with Barry and Beto, where they don't have that sort of first touch, and even in Dye, he's a bit off and on with it. So I think having someone like him, especially if we get Europe as well, then it just makes so much sense to get him permanently.
Yeah, I think the thing what you got to look at with Jack Grealish is how much time he buys you as well. He gives the defence a breather at times. Mm-hmm. He attracts 2 players to him all the time, which should free up other areas. And he's just a quality player. And then everything else that goes with it. Yeah. The spotlight, and just the appeal of Everton for not only other players, but obviously for TV companies and all of that. That can't be overlooked. But first and foremost, the most important thing is he's a fantastic footballer. Mm-hmm. And if Everton can get him for, I don't know, £20 million maybe, he's going to have to take a big wage cut. Of course he is. We ain't paying him what he's on now. But then that comes to how much are you, do you want to play for Everton? How much do you want to stay? And if he turns around and says, nah, I'd rather go and play for whoever because they're paying me another 50 grand a week more, then shake his hand and go, okay. You're going to bankrupt the club for it.
Yeah.
But
If the opportunity's there, 100%.
I think he'll want to stay. I think Moyes will want him. I think he makes Everton a better team. And I think if you then go and get good fullbacks that can attack, you will get even more out of him. So, and he's, you know, he's had eight goal contributions in 20 games or something. So he's been fantastic. So let's see what they do. And I think he loves being here, and that's what you need. You need a player of his stature saying how much he loves playing for this football club. Because that makes other people go, what is it about that then? What is it about there? Because maybe they're not seeing it. Yeah. Maybe they're looking and seeing no one in the ground at the end of the game or whatever. Yeah. And they're going, well, there must be something about that club.
That's different, yeah.
That I want to get there. So, yeah, as long as it's not too financially expensive, then he's definitely worth 100%. Signing the top player. So there you go. Right, take it easy, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your comments, and like, subscribe if you haven't, and have a good rest of the day. See you later.